Today I'm going to introduce you to a project we call the Mountaintop Jacuzzi. I think you're going to love this one. Obviously, I'm not making you wait for the final reveal, but what I do want to show you is all the trials and tribulations it took to get this project off the floor and built it for this client. And had actually been to the Nordic spa, was inspired by our work, and wanted us to utilize that as inspiration for the design of this piece. So one of the difficulties that we ran into almost immediately was that we couldn't get the depth that we were required to do for this spa. The client thought that they had a little bit more leg room, so to speak, but that was not the case. So we had to jackhammer out a good chunk. It's also in the middle of a forest on a mountaintop with a very small driveway. So instead of being able to bring a truck right up to, we had to get 175-foot boom. We had no problems. It actually did make life pretty easy, and we just had to move the tent that was there because it rained constantly. It was either black flies swarming all over us trying to eat us alive, or rain. Once we had the base spa actually poured, I think that was like 6 or 7 meters, we were able to mix the pad on the side by hand. We wanted to add integral color to make sure that it maintained that rich red, pinky granite feel for a long time, and to match the surrounding granites. And then we wanted to use that integral color for all of the artistic work inside the spa as well. When it's finished go time, honestly, this is where I thrive. This is my happy Zen moments, even though I'm looking at countless buckets of mud. This is when I get to actually feel like I'm creating. All the other stuff, all the other prep is for this moment. My whole life has been surrounded by this work. I've always enjoyed getting to go see my parents do their thing with the artistry. Honestly, some of my favorite moments are going to help mom paint and block in and create patterns, or with dad on the weekends to a project like the zoo or Kilbear Park or Cochrane or Brockville. They're almost endless. So when I do this, it feels like I'm heading down memory lane. And when I get to the moments like this where we get to fill up the water, turn on the waterfall for the first time, and see my dream and my realization and design come to life is honestly beyond words. And then when you hear the devastation that happens, like on this project, where for some unknown reason the seals around the skimmer and some of the jets did not hold. So we actually had to hire an outside company to come in, reseal every single one of them, test it to make sure that everything was perfect, and retouch up with paints. It was a sad moment for us, but one that we learned valuable lessons, and it just improves our future pieces. It ensures that we take every step, every test that you could possibly do before we move on to the next stage. And frankly, at the end of this job, I'm still so proud of what a beautiful piece this ended up being. The accumulation of very hard work among 3 of us. Our talented artist at the time was Tanya. She did a great job painting. Okay, so I have a question for you, but before I get to that, I wanted to remind you guys that every single Friday we're going to have a podcast called the Rockcast dropping, and every single Monday we're going to have one of these project videos coming up. So make sure to leave us a comment on the type of things you want to see, the type of footage you want to see, the type of questions you want answered, and we'll either get to it in our podcast or in one of these project videos. Now, the question I have for you is, what's in your dream backyard? What type of water feature interests you?